Global Mafia, welcome back to your home for non-mainstream news, conspiracy theories, and TikTok that's off the beaten path. We're going to get straight to this knowledge, disassociation and indoctrination the system tried to give us. One person will never know everything, but as a collective, we're going to figure it all out. Today, we got the effect of data centers, the current climate in the nation and what's going on, and more talk about the alien disclosure and missing scientists.
Cash Global TV, subscribe.
Una esfera.
¿La acercaste? Pero de aquí no.
Aquí la estoy viendo.
Wow, ahorita no la enseño.
¿Qué onda?
Look like some end of the world stuff right here, like when the Teslas was parked and they blocked off the freeway.
That makes us see demons. Allegedly, a rare neurological disorder that morphs regular human faces into a demon face. And I think you can guess what some people are already insisting this condition really is. It's called PMO, prosopomorphopsia, or commonly known as just demon face syndrome, which distorts the vision of whoever has it if they stare at a human face for too long, slowly transforming it into one with demonic-looking features. Ears, mouth, and eyes getting stretched back with deep grooves forming around the face. University researchers working with someone diagnosed with PMO created this digital representation of the syndrome, and well, this is what he sees. The scientists admit they don't actually know what the cause of the condition is, and the worst part is you're not born with it, nor do you gradually ease into it. You can develop it overnight with absolutely no warnings or preconditions whatsoever, just like people like Victor Shara, who just woke up one day and saw demon faces everywhere. What's even more concerning is that there doesn't appear to be a cure to this. It can go away naturally after a few weeks, but in the case of Victor Shara, it's been going on for years since 2020. But he did find a way to reduce the severity of the symptoms that the military has actually known about since the 60s, because actual demons is exactly what the US military saw in the Vietnam War between 1967 and 1971. So when night vision goggles were first issued, they were actually with a red filter as opposed to the typical green we have now, and multiple military units reported seeing flying demons while wearing them, all on record. It got so bad that helicopter gunners would even empty full clips into these supposed flying demons only to realize nothing was actually there. And ground troops wearing these red light night vision goggles saw the same thing, strange entities in the jungles and trees of Nam. So the military banned the red night vision goggles, replaced them with green, and the report stopped. Which also happens to be exactly how Victor is avoiding his demon face syndrome, reporting that wearing green tinted glasses has significantly improved his condition. So is the color green some sort of anti-demon repellent? Maybe this screen was a good idea after all. Now, the strangest part is there have been only 81 cases of this disease reported in history, which is insanely low, virtually no one, and we typically don't report on conditions this rare on a mass scale. Yet it was reported on in national news across the country in 2024, and all major media outlets wrote and spoke about it in lockstep with each other as per usual, which is having a handful of free thinkers insist this is their way of hiding demons, aliens, shapeshifters, or whatever sort of supernatural entities that live among us in plain sight, hypothetically giving us the perfect excuse to downplay the existence of real demons walking among us by blaming it on a scientifically backed neurological disorder with a really long name. What would you do if you woke up one day and everyone around you looked like that? Well, I guess now we know getting a pair of
Demon face syndrome. You don't wake up with a demon face, but you just see nothing but demons, and the veil is lifted off 100%. That's what that is. Scientific explanation. What y'all think about that?
It's the thing because they only on this dimension. No other dimension have form, right? Where it can actually take form and become something. Everything's just light. It's the only dimension that has form, right? Because it vibrates the form when you come here. So everybody want to be here, right? So they've been trying to get here for a long time. And they get here through AI.
They get through here through AI.
Yeah.
That's how the aliens get here through AI.
No, that's how the consciousness get. What are you talking about? See, listen, I don't think you understand. You talk about some weird shit, but I want to tell you some other shit. But you want to talk about aliens? I just told you everything of aliens, but I want to tell you about the consciousness.
Well, tell me about it. I'm listening.
What is it? I'm gonna say this: an alien ain't nothing but an Anunnaki, right? That's what they call it. Anything that don't come from this dimension is an alien, right? But it's different planets, what you call planets, it's light years away, but it's different parallel realities. Because it's different realities, right? But all of them realities.
Man, if you're new to this channel, you found it for a reason. It's a good time to subscribe right now. Don't play with the algorithm. And for sure, hit that like button.
That there's something different about Dave Chappelle now. So much so that his co-star from Half-Baked had this to say.
He came there and he was freaked out. Yeah. I said, what's going on? And all I could say is he was visited. Yeah, that's what I think too. And when he told me who visited him, my heart stops for a second. He went, get the fuck. And I'll never forget, he went, you believe me, right? You believe me, Jim, right? And I could, he's like, they came to me. And he said the names. I'm like, get the fuck. What happened? And then all of a sudden he went to Africa. Yeah, that's what I remember happening, but they never really said what happened.
Tim Brewer, his Half-Baked co-star, would go on to say that there's certain things he sees, interviews, and being around Dave Chappelle since he came back from Africa that really make him consider some things, we'll say. Is it not suspect that this is the same Dave Chappelle who left and went to Africa and left $50 million on the table? That same man returns and strikes up this giant deal with this entertainment company and happens to be sponsoring every single comedy special, etc. they do now, apparently. On a side note, Tom Brady just got his dog cloned, so it really makes you think about the possibilities.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Facts are stranger than fiction. But Dave Chappelle is not crazy for turning down the 50 M's. He went away because he didn't like what was going on in the industry. So he signed a lifetime contract where he was to be put in shackles forever, and he just wasn't feeling it. Is he the same person in spirit? I doubt it. After dreaming forever to want this certain thing and be at this level, and you get here and you see what it really is, nothing but snakes, literally, and deviant people, I will be different also.
All types of meat now because Mr. Beast just exposed this company Upside Foods that they've been producing genetically modified chickens since 2018. They said it took 220 million chickens to feed Americans per year, but now they just create them in the lab, y'all. This is crazy.
Brings us to Upside Foods that has literally produced hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat without killing a single chicken, which is incredible because over 220 million chickens are killed every single day in order to sustain demands for their meat. And Upside Foods has spent over $200 million in research and development in order to create this technology. Let me show you how we do it. Please do. I don't understand. When we took cells from a chicken egg in 2018, we cracked an egg, we took a small amount of cells, and we froze them in this. That goes down to -80. Wow. And you've used those cells to make hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat. Step 2 is we take those cells, we gently thaw them out. Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body, and the cells are just multiplying. Once we get enough of them, we move on to step 3. This is protein, fat, sugar. I'm literally feeding the chicken cells over there so they can multiply into chicken meat. That's right, yes. And once the chicken feed is in the container, it moves all the way through these pipes and through the factory, and eventually ends up in here. You can look through this. You'll see chicken cells just swimming and swimming in there. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of chicken. Every 2 seconds, this produces a chicken's worth of chicken meat. Yeah, every few seconds. And saving chicken lives is not the only upside to Upside Foods. These chickens don't get diseases, so you don't have to worry about a disease spreading on the farm and then you eating a sick chicken. Honestly, it seems too good to be true. Well, let's go and try it. Please, I need to try it. I need to see how this tastes. Now we're going to put the meat we just grew to the test.
Hey, seriously reconsider ever buying ground beef from the grocery store again. And this isn't even to mention the GMOs, the antibiotics, the freaking who knows what else, and the modified atmospheric packaging. Have you heard about this preservation method? It's banned in Europe. They put gas into the plastic packaging that they put the meat to make it look bright red, some type of noxious gases that are not good to breathe in, but it makes the meat look red so that it doesn't look gray and disgusting when you're buying it from the grocery store because it's old. So check this out.
Combo bin of meat. A combo bin is 2,000 pounds approximately of meat that's coming in from a boning facility.
The meat in these boxes comes from many different animals and many different places. some as even from overseas. All of it is ground together to make the juicy hamburger Americans love. Hamburger used to be the scraps left over from butchering just one cow. But a significant change has occurred. Now, parts of many cows are blended together by the ton.
If we take the meat from one animal and grind it up and make ground beef from just one animal, we're including only the bacteria from one animal. But if we take the meat from 1,000 different animals and grind that together, we're pooling the bacteria from 1,000 different animals.
And so that really is the tip of the iceberg. It's not just that it's 1,000 cows, like that is, of course, a little bit putrid. The color of it, like we're talking factory farmed, crammed into feedlots, and fed food, once again, that is banned in Europe and in Russia. GMOs are banned. They're feeding GMO grains to these animals and clustering them into feedlots. Whereas this is one cow from one butcher. Ideally, the only certifications you want is pastured. Organic is like a plus, but I know a lot of farmers who don't pay to be certified organic, but they don't feed their cows GMOs. And that's why it's great to be able to put your 2 feet, stand where your meat is coming from. Be able to stand where your meat is coming from. Like all the farms that I get my meat from, I've been to them. I know the people who raise them. And eventually I will raise my own cows because a man's wealth used to be measured by how many cows he had. Again, butcher bought, store bought. The difference is shocking. One thing I'll mention in this image, the guy is showing these in a nonstick pan, which we do know we want to avoid nonstick pans because of the forever chemicals, the PFOAs that come off them. See where it's scratched here? Trillions of forever chemicals come off those when it's cooked. So ditch all of your nonstick pans, get cast iron, ceramic, even copper, 1080 stainless steel. There's things we got to upgrade to be in our peak.
So many things I can just toss off course. First, it's the meat, then it's the pan you put it in. But in all seriousness, those are very good points. Also, going back to the Mr. Beast clip, they don't have to tell you that the product was made or was 3D printed or it was sourced in some lab and never was birthed or came out of or had a mom per se. You get what I'm saying? So make sure the wording when you read the label on the meat when you're buying it, it's very tricky these days. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't partake, but I do know that for my meat eaters, which is nothing wrong with that.
Potash and phosphate, the fertilizer ingredients. That's why there is a shortage. Trump just signed an executive order for phosphate and potash for the farmers, for the fertilizer, but it's for the batteries.
So more importantly than what these structures were, though I think this one was a Stargate, how were they able to carve these magnificent pieces of art right into the side of solid rock? Do you really think these were done with just simple hammer and chisel? With such laser-like precision? And same with the beautiful sculptures from the old world, made with such exquisite detail, you would swear they were once alive. And I believe perhaps the answer to what was behind some of these, we can look to another reintroduced piece of technology from the modern day. This is a laser carver, and perhaps something very similar to what was used in the past, but on a much larger scale than what you see here. Perhaps with tools like this, we too can hope to recreate some of those beautiful works of art and some of that beautiful precision architecture. Let me know what you think. Question everything, friends.
and planets which make all these frequencies happen. Those 7 which are aligned with your 7 chakras, and that's how you have a body, because you have 7 chakras. The color of the rainbow is in you. The bottom one's red, the top one's blue. Red shift, blue shift.
Red, blue, Democrat, Republican.
Red pill, blue pill. Roses, red violets are blue. Red siren, blue siren. Red tap, blue tap. How do we know that's real? Because of the frequency. And they tell you the red chakra has 4 petals. The orange one above has 6. The yellow one has 10. The green heart chakra has 12. This one has 16. The third eye has 96. Top one, a violet, has 1,000. When you add all the 6 bottom ones, you come to 144. Thank you, Bible, Revelation 14. When you multiply with the 1,000-petaled lotus on the top, the crown, Chronos chakra, then you get 144,000, the magical number. It's in you. It's in your chakras. So why has the bottom one got 4 petals, which is red, and why has the blue chakra got 16 petals? Because they're telling you it has a higher frequency. If you get a blue laser as opposed to a red laser, which one is going to burn you more? Which one?
That was a positive note to end the compilation right there. 144,000, if you don't know what he's referenced to. In the Bible, it says for 144,000 will go to actual heaven, and then the rest will live for everlasting on earth. That being said, let me know how y'all feel about this compilation. How y'all feel about the data centers taking up all these resources? What's going on with... How y'all feel about what's going on, what we being told by the government, and what aliens are, and anything else you want me to dive into? Shout out to the OG Global Mafia members. Appreciate your support. Shout out to OG Global members. Y'all able to keep this channel going. Make sure you pop out the Intellectual Street Thoughts tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I am Cash, capital K, $ for that.